hear me? Hello? Yeah, it's great now. Welcome back, guys. My name is Tyrone. I'm the dev role and product manager of Bifrost. And today we're going to talk about first is how Polkadot can leverage and feasible on restaking. And second topic is how Bifrost can leverage the chain abstraction for the restaking. So let's take into it. Well, talking about restaking. So underlyingly, the concept of restaking is security sharing. So please raise your hand if you know about restaking. Let me know who already know the restaking. So, okay. I need to do a small introduction about restaking. So which means you need to stake your proof of stake assets into another protocol simultaneously. So which means you're providing the security of another consensus at the same time. And yeah, so the restaking, the primitive of restaking is like sharing the security and outlending the security to another consensus. So when we mention about this, you might be very familiar with this because we are under the Polkadot ecosystem, and you must know about what is the security sharing, right? The shared security between power chains is what Polkadot initialized. So this topic is not new, to be honest. On Polkadot, the dot stake is actually staking for the validating of blocks that initiated by power chains, right? And the power chain token stake is to enable that the power chain can post the blocks to the relay chain to be validated. So in return, these two entities, they are helping each other to make sure that security of this ecosystem is being enhanced. And right now, the restaking is not abstracted inside of this ecosystem. So this is what I said in the previously, the endogenous security, which means Polkadot has already abstracted this away inside of this mechanism. But right now, the restaking, they haven't done that. And the supply and demand of the graph is like this. So the restaker is some users like me. I'm staking the assets to the restaking protocol, so I'm the restaker. This is a supplement side, and you have restakers, you have operators. They are sharing the security of Ethereum Midnight via the restaking protocols like agent layer, symbiotic, to share the security to AVSs. So AVS, it means any of the protocol they range their product logic or the front end, or you say Oracle, as you name it. And then it provides to ultimately to the consumers of the AVSs. They should be the demander to paying the assets, to paying the fee for the AVSs, to borrowing the security from a consensus chain. And in 2023, Vitalik mentioned about don't overload Ethereum's consensus, which is the article he initialized in 2023. And this one is at the time when agent layer started to build up on the restaking, which is the time spot. And I would like to say I call it an oracle, a prediction of this industry. So I highlighted one sentence. It says if they misbehave, they means those restaking protocols. If they misbehave according to the other protocol rules, their deposit also gets slashed. In other cases, there are no in-protocol incentive, and staking is simply used to vote, which means, firstly, you need native staking of a consensus for restaking, and the other one, most importantly, Ethereum might not be the only one consensus to sharing the security. So that's what Vitalik prediction about this industry, about this track. And we put the time back here now, in 2024 right now. So what's the status right now? This is the data that captured in a few weeks ago. And right now, this one is agent layer. So the question for this data is like, is this a threat towards overloading Ethereum's consensus in this case? If we get to see on the right front, there are tags of different restaking protocols that they provide LRTs, restaking tokens for the ecosystem. And if you see the data right here, all of these different providers, they comes from Ethereum consensus. All of them providing like, Prime Ease, Puff Ease, Rest Ease, all about liquid restaking of Ethereum consensus. This is agent layer, right? And the next one, Symbiotic. Symbiotic is trying to solve the problem of the ETH monopoly, and they're trying to add some more assets, like WBTC, what we have right now, SUSDE, some multiple assets to support the consensus. But the problem is still, most of these LRTs are still ETH consensus based, and other assets, the problem is they have no consensus incentive backing, which means, for example, like WBTC is not a proof-of-stake asset that backed by the consensus for staking from proof-of-stake chain, and USDE as well. So I summarized 3 obvious problems from this track. The first one is definitely the ETH-based LSTs monolithic, and it means the single consensus LSTs are excessive, concentrated. So, like I said, most of LRTs, they are Ethereum consensus based. And second one is native restaking is needed, which means while the slashing occurred, how can you slash those assets? How can you redeem that assets back from the consensus chain? And third one is lack of cross-chain abstraction. It's like Symbiotic, it initialized a very good thought to bring more consensus assets from different chains, but how, right? What's the path to bring more consensus LSTs from those chains? Right now, you don't have like a solution, a cross-chain way to bring those assets, consensus assets back. So we need some cross-chain abstraction to make that users use their LSTs fluently. So our solution, how do we solve this problem? The first one is how we encounter with the ETH-based LSTs monolithic. Here is what I said, the feasible of Polkadot to encounter this problem. So from the power chain and the relay chain relationship, we call it the exogenous restaking backed by the united endogenous security. So the endogenous security is the power chains united like a shared security union. If we see the, if you check this, the round circle, right? Those are power chains, right? And the center front is the relay chain. So those power chains are providing the blocks to be validated by the relay chain. And the relay chain doing works like endogenous, validate those different power chain status. So power chains, they have their own consensus. They have different consensus. They have different tokens. So they are differentiating the consensus backing. And as a union, they compound as one. So we call it an endogenous ecosystem of Polkadot. So now we have diversified consensus in this ecosystem, and we also can provide this consensus out to different external chains. So that's the reason why we call it the exogenous restaking backed by the united security of Polkadot. This is the other ones. And you see this AVS is right here, right? So we provided a united consensus security to other AVSs. And how Bifrost can help to provide this consensus security out is like Bifrost itself is the liquid staking protocol in Polkadot, and we are a power chain. So we are enabling to use the Snot Bridge, Hyperbridge to leverage the XEM to provide those different consensus liquid staking tokens to our side. And compared to other chains, those independent security chains, the advantage of us is we providing the compound of security of different liquid staking from power chains consensus, but they are united security backing. for the, and we provide, we say consensus outlanding to like agent layer symbiotic. The second one is how we keep that LSD's native stake in nature. So here's the graph of how Bifrost works to ultimately provide that staked asset to the destination chain. And we can only see this part, the proof of stake chains. We can cross-chainably provide those liquid staking assets, provide the users assets. Via the nodes, we have a smart election system of the nodes and validators, and directly provide stake on the destination chain, like how we use the XEM to provide the dot stake to Polkadot relay chain. And finally, ultimately, is enable us to natively slash the token from the destination chain. So it enable us like these yellow liners to redeem those assets from the underlying security of the destination chain. And the last one is enable LST's cross-chain abstraction, is what we are concentrated announcing recently. We call it SLPX, the liquid staking protocol for cross-chain. And this is the abstraction track of this. This is the framework. The SLPX is the main modular palette that connects with app chains like Ethereum Midnight or Base, and between is connected with bridges, XCMs, Node Bridge, Hyperbridge, and then deliver those services to the different scenarios of use cases. Like Bifrost, we have the LST governance, loop stake, and global liquidity, and it acts like this. Right? So Bifrost, that's the parachain, and then we exporting those different LSTs outside of parachains, and then we connect with the bridge hub, and then the bridge hub enabled us to native stake to the different chains like Manta, Binance Smart Contract, Base, and in this different ecosystem, which means users just do one click, and you enable like one stop of liquid staking services of Bifrost, and you don't have to cross those, plenty of different assets to Bifrost and then mint it and cross it back. You just need to state on your original chain and make sure everything happen in one stop. So if you see the title, is the highlight the substrate plus EVM, right? So the EVM compatible is, I think, is what we done today. So I'm very pleased to announce today that Bifrost is now EVM compatible chain right now, and thank you. And this like a draw mechanism behind the Bifrost, but this EVM compatibility doesn't mean that you can deploy any of the contract on Bifrost. It's just enabling for the mass adoption between Substrate, Polkadot, and other EVM compatible chains. So the ultimate goal we want to do is bring more users from different ecosystem to Bifrost and the Polkadot. Yep, and we have a demonstration for this. Yeah, we have several minutes. So yes, and we will demonstrate about how we can directly use the EVM address. We demonstrate as based in Moonbeam as this example. So I'm using the EVM address from Moonbeam of my address and then directly use it in Bifrost and paying the transaction fee by WEs and mint the vGlimmer, which is liquid staking of Glimmer on Bifrost, and make sure there's three steps done. Yeah, so here is it. So firstly, connect with MetaMask with my EVM address on Bifrost, and then I need to select the Moonbeam and select the asset I want to stake with Bifrost, so it's Glimmer, and then I close in. Yeah, so the assets comes in, and then this to mint the glimmer to the B glimmer, right? So every step, I'm signing the transaction by using my EVM address. Yeah, that succeed. So that's the simply demonstration of how users, they cross the asset from an external chain to Bifrost and mint the assets. This is a little bit complicated for users, to be honest, but it's not one-step experience for the user. And in the future, we are trying to package this experience into only one click. Like you are based in Moonbeam, and you just directly interact with the contract of Moonbeam. Maybe this Moonwell, you like to use whatever the prime protocol of Moonbeam. Just directly use it, interacted, and one click, mint the V token, and then underlyingly we bring that asset back and mint it for you. And you don't need to change assets, and you don't need to cross anything back. So you done it on your destination chain. Okay, that's my talk. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.